Mr. Clash here, and in this video we're going to have a look at raiding with El Primo using two troop combinations only. Wiz and Gobs. El Primo with Wiz, El Primo with Gobs. Massive loot. I'm sure I've actually had more. I've had nearly 1 million loots. This is my little Town Hall 9 that I've upgraded. Town Hall 10. Yes, look, my king is only 22. The queen's nearly 40. She's going up to 39 now, but yeah, my Town Hall 9 was max, and I just couldn't really be bothered sitting there, raiding, seeing all the gold and elixir go down the drain while I leveled up the heroes. So I took it straight to Town Hall 10 and have just begun that journey as well on that one. So, like I said, 4 El Primo raids. Let's just get into the 4. They don't all use spells. And essentially, I'm either taking 2 points of entry into a base or 3. Now in this one you saw I dropped 3 lines, but they went into 2 points of the base only. A nice little spread of wizards, because I'm bringing 18 wizards. I've got loads of wizards, and then I'm using the spells to either rage or heal the El Primos. I'm bringing 1 heal spell for hogs. Hogs are in the clan castle. I'm bringing 1 heal spell for the clan castle hogs, and the rest get used on the troops once they're in the base. So whether that's El Primo, whether that's additional hog healing, or both, such as what you're about to see here. So El Primo's benefit from that heal. I've got 1 heal for the hogs. Here they come. They'll benefit both El Primo and the hogs. Now, a little bit of a wayward heal. I expected them to go towards the Tesla, but they just caught the heal a little bit. I've got a heal and a rage left. And look, the base was all wiped out. This is a wipeout in like a minute and a half. Look, no CC, no active infernos. Yes, that is acknowledged. But hey, when you're in Crystal 1 and you're hitting whoever you encounter, you don't really care. You take on the base that's going to give you the best bang for your buck. And if that means you need to hit next a couple of extra times to find one without Inferno Towers, just to make sure you're going to get all the loot, then you do that. So that's the first one. Now, that's used all of the spells. So with the addition of the spells, they're not cheap spells. So this is done once the rage spell is fully maxed. So I've got 5 spells that are costing upwards of 30,000. Now let's go have a look at the next 3 raids. Okay, now in this one, you'll notice I have a CC, I have the same spells, but I don't use them. So I'm not aiming for a 3-star, I'm just aiming for the loot here. So in this case, I'm using El Primo as a giant, as I'd use a giant. Drop a giant, drop some gobs, drop a giant, drop some gobs. That's what I'm using El Primo as. The added benefit is that El Primo is really a tough bugger, and he goes in and he destroys stuff on the inside. Now obviously the gobs can't take out trash, but El Primo's gone in, taken out some weapons. And of course, gobs can't take out trash for 50% or anything like that. But you can just see here, El Primo on the right, distraction. El Primo down here, taking on the double cannon. They got him. They got El Primo. I've still got a little bit of loot over here. But the El Primo here distracting. The gobs got in. I've still got 43 gobs left. Drop another El Primo. Just trying to get this one. He keeps wandering over. So the wizard managed to get those gobs over there. So I think I end up giving up on that one. So I've got the Dark Elixir there. I've got the Dark Elixir at the top. And the only Dark Elixir left is what's in the core. So my concern here was dropping the king. Because gobs don't take trash, the king wants to walk. So I knew that the wizards would get onto El Primo like he's done here. El Primo's going over, El Primo's going over. And the gobs, they'll go through the wall because now that they're distracted, drop some more gobs here. The king can go in. And now without any other weapons to really take on these gobs. El Primo's over this side. King's gone over this side. El Primo coming through. More gobs, more gobs. Now they're going to come through and they're going to take out the storage and the Dark Elixir. And I'm going to get most of that loot. The benefit, the additional benefit, is that I managed to also get the star. Now you just saw in the previous raid that El Primo had taken Mobius up to Masters 3. So once I got up there, I like to just sit in Crystal, raiding backwards and forwards. So once I got up there, I just used archers, just pinging the outside things, and then once I dropped down, I then went back to El Primo and Gobs and Wizards. So 2 stars with El Primo Gobs. Look at the loot that I've got there. Now this army only costs El Primo at 72. I think it was 24,000 Dark Elixir for this army. So massive profit there. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, good lot of loot. It's all on the outside. We'll just see how this is looking. Now again, this is El Primo with some Gobs. So I'm going to show you another El Primo Wizard one, but without the spells. Again, you don't have to use the spells. If you need to get into the base, the spells are pretty handy and you can change how you're dropping El Primo. So you saw with that first one, it was designed to be a push into the base and take out the rest of the base. It's massive amounts of wizards pushing in, using the spells to keep everything alive, and then hogs to take out additional weapons to try and really push into that base and get the 3 stars. Ideally, really good combo for getting the 3-star bonuses of the day, using or 5-star bonus, but to help make sure you don't need to do a tremendous number of attacks, basically using that combo to jump in and get as many stars as you can from each of the attacks so that you quickly get your 5-star bonus. So what you've seen here, the Gobs are just running around the outside, taking out all the weapons. Now I've got 100,000 gold, 171,000 elixir to get. I've got 5 El Primos and 25 Gobs. So here come 2 of the El Primos on this side and 2 down here. I've still got 1 left. Get the Gobs in on this elixir. The Gobs are running in to try and get this elixir as well. They'll get that. Now the gold mine is, I think there was a gold mine somewhere that I wasn't able to get. I'm not really sure. It may have been inside the clan car. Where is there a gold mine? I can't see that. No. Oh, no, I got all the loot. What am I talking about? I got it all. All the mines are down. So there we go. 643 of each plus 4,000 Dark Elixir. Now, I lost cups. I don't really care about the cups. I think I've had a win. Let's have a look at the next one. Again, look at the loot and look at my troops. Each time I'm bringing in 14. Now, this is a whiz-based one, but again, I'm not really going to be using the wizards I'm not going to be using the spells. So I'm just strategically dropping El Primo just like I might have dropped a giant, just enough to distract some weapons so I can get a whiz on each of those collectors, as you can see here. 1 El Primo and a whiz. El Primo, a whiz. El Primo, a whiz. And that's pretty well what I'm doing to spread out, just to get these outside collector type bases. Drop some El Primos as I need. And drop the whizzes behind. I've got 5 whiz. My king obviously took out the queen and just going to end up grabbing all the loot. El Primo's doing extra damage, easily get the 50%. This king here is a little bit of a bother. I need to distract him, and I'll be doing that in a second because I really want to try and get this Dark Elixir, but he's guarding that Dark Elixir, so he needs to be distracted. So I dropped all the El Primos down on that side and then 2 whiz. The idea is that the whizzes would get the Dark Elixir pretty quickly before the king could take them out, assuming that he would have been first distracted by El Primo over here. And look, I'm at 69%, and El Primos are still going. El Primos are still going. Look, yes, the Expos are down and so on. Now, we don't need to see the rest. They just ponce around getting extra percentage. But the point is, look, no spells, and these guys are still rocking it. So that's how I've been looting. Massive loot with El Primo, cheap army. I think this army with the 18 wizards is up towards 90,000, I think, Dark Elixir, or just Elixir, full army, whereas the other one's about 20,000. Let's see if any of the clanmates have dropped some other examples of how they're using El Primo. And here we have an El Primo attack. Look, El Primo and wizards again. Titan 1, Titan 2. So player open, Titan. This is how they're using El Primo. No thinking involved. Pretty simple stuff. Good amount of loot. And of course, look, up at this level, really, the league bonus is pretty El Primo in itself. So there we go. Just drop a bunch of El Primos down. They tank, they burst walls, they crush weapons, they survive. They're tough little buggers. Follow them up with some whiz. Look, Clan Castle Dragon, no problemo. Queen is in there, Grand Warden's in there, using some spells, sure, but massive amounts of loot. And remember, The army itself is actually pretty cheap. I think all up, even if you use spells, you're into it for about 100, around 200 something. Look, even if it's 300, who really cares? Most of us are really on the hunt for dark elixir, and we end up just burning the elixir on something, or rather the gold we use on walls and weapons, and the elixir can go on the troops, and the dark elixir goes for our heroes. And here we have a pretty basic attack. Let's just think about that for a second. We'll speed this up. It was a line of El Primos, a line of wizards, and just drop the siege machine. Of course, Town Hall 12 makes their own siege machine. Just drop the siege machine, and away you go. You can you obviously ask for troops for your siege machine, that sort of thing, or have a donated siege machine, whatever. You get troops in it, and look, Town Hall 12 up in Titans, 2-star. And of course, Titans, pushing for Titans. This is the sort of thing they're after. 2 stars, few more cups. Look, 10 cups for Titans attacker. Going up pretty soon. It'll be up above Titans, and they'll be up into Legends or something like that, as they just keep pushing with this unstoppable El Primo. So that is it for this video. How I'm raiding with El Primo, how some of the other clan mates are also raiding with El Primo, and the massive loots we're getting, and the army's pretty cheap, even if you don't use spells. So fingers crossed. I'd actually like to see El Primo back in the game. We've had other troops come in. I'd actually like to see El Primo back as one of our troops as a crossover from Brawl Stars. But hey, I've thoroughly enjoyed it during this time, and we've still got a little bit of time left. By the time this video goes up, there's still a little bit of time left to get some raiding in with El Primo. So share this with your clan mates. Leave a comment. Let me know below, please. What sort of combos are you using? Are you just using the El Primo Wiz? Are you using El Primo Gobs? Are you using El Primo with something else to do other things? We have done war attacks with El Primo as well. I'd like to hear what you are using El Primo for. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.